When your cat walks away from you right after you've petted them, or suddenly starts grooming themselves with an almost frantic intensity, do you actually know what that means? Most people think their cat is just being moody, or perhaps they've just finished their social interaction for the day. But behind that simple act of walking away, there's something deeper that most people miss. It's one of the most emotionally loaded things your cat can do, a silent reaction to a boundary that's been crossed. And if you respond wrong or keep repeating these invisible slights, which most owners do, you might break the delicate trust you've spent years building and push them away without even realizing it. Let's start with what those daily interactions really mean for your cat's heart. Number 1, the debunk. The love tap that feels like a betrayal. Have you ever been sitting on the couch, absent-mindedly stroking your cat's back while you watch TV, only for them to suddenly nip at your hand and bolt? Most people think it's about the cat being aggressive or turning on them for no reason. We call it petting aggression and assume the cat is just fickle. But here's what's actually happening. Your cat is experiencing a neurological overload called feline hyperesthesia. Because their skin is incredibly sensitive, those long, repetitive strokes from the base of the neck to the tail actually cause a physical sensation similar to a static shock or a burning itch. When you keep petting them because they look soft, you are actually ignoring their physical pleas for you to stop. Think about that for a second. To your cat, you aren't showing love, you are ignoring their boundaries. By the way, if your cat ever turns their back to you after a session like this, don't brush it off. We'll get to what that cold shoulder really means at the end, and it's something most owners wish they'd understood sooner. Number 2, the science, the invisible wall of scent. Do you ever come home from a long day and immediately reach down to scoop your cat up for a hug? Most people think their cat should be happy to see them, regardless of where they've been. But researchers who study feline behavior call this olfactory assault. A 2021 study from the University of Lincoln found that a cat's sense of security is entirely tied to a group scent. When you come home smelling like the office, the gym, or the neighbor's dog, you are essentially a stranger entering their safe zone. When you force a hug before re-scenting yourself, you are causing a spike in their cortisol levels. Scientific studies on domestic cats reveal that they need a handshake period to recognize you again. This means that by rushing the affection, you are actually making your cat feel unsafe in their own home. It's not just a smell to them, it's a loss of identity. Your warm welcome feels like a threat to their sanctuary. Number 3. The scent angle, the tragedy of the deep clean. Have you ever noticed your cat immediately rubbing their face against the leg of the coffee table right after you've finished mopping or dusting? You think you're doing a good thing by keeping a clean house, but here's what's actually happening. Behavioral scientists have observed that cats map their world using pheromones from their scent glands in their cheeks and paws. When you use heavy citrus-scented cleaners or bleach, you are effectively bleaching their internal map. You are erasing their signature of safety. To your cat, those marks on the furniture were their way of claiming you and the home as family. When you scrub them away, you are telling them this isn't your place. It's an invisible marking behavior that makes them feel like they belong. By removing it, you are making them feel like a permanent guest in a hotel rather than a family member in a home. Now, before we keep going, if you're learning something new about your cat, hit like and subscribe. That's how we get these videos to more cat owners who want to love their cats the right way. Number 4, the evolutionary maternal connection, the eye contact myth. Have you ever tried to have a staring contest with your cat because you think their eyes are beautiful and you want to connect? Most people think staring is a sign of deep interest or affection, but here's what's actually happening. In the wild, a direct, unblinking stare is the ultimate signal of a predator about to strike. It's an ancient and primal challenge. Even though your cat loves you, when you lock eyes without blinking, you are effectively shouting at them in feline language. What makes this even more meaningful is that cats only offer slow blinks to those they perceive as non-threatening. When you ignore that signal, you are rejecting the peace treaty they are trying to sign. Number 5, the selective behavior, the interrupting grump. Does your cat ever walk across your laptop or sit directly on the book you're reading, only for you to sigh and push them away so you can finish your work? You think they're just being annoying or seeking attention, but here's what most people don't realize. This is a behavior researchers call associative mirroring. They aren't trying to stop you from working. They are trying to participate in the important task that their chosen human is doing. They don't do this with strangers. They only do this with the person they've selected as their primary bond. When you push them away, you are unintentionally rejecting their attempt to bond through shared activity. Think about that for a second. Your cat is saying, "I want to do what you are doing," and your response is, "Go away." To a cat who views you as the center of their social world, this feels like a deep exclusion from the colony activities. Now, before we keep going, if you're learning something new about your cat, hit like and subscribe. That's how we get these videos to more cat owners who want to love their cats the right way. Number 6, the warning, the sudden shift in routine. So, what happens when these daily slights pile up? You need to recognize the warning signs of a broken bond. If your cat suddenly stops meeting you at the door, or if they start grooming their belly until the fur is thin, don't ignore it. Behavioral scientists have observed that psychogenic alopecia, over-grooming, is a direct response to chronic emotional stress in the home. It is a way for them to self-soothe when they feel their human is no longer a reliable source of comfort. If the slow blinks stop, or if they stop needing your lap, they are retreating into a shell. They're not being mean, they're protecting themselves from the pain of being ignored or misunderstood. Don't ignore it. The moment they stop trying to communicate is the moment the bond is in danger. So, the next time your cat walks away after a petting session or tries to sit on your keyboard while you're busy, do you actually know what they're trying to say? It's not just a mood, it's a complex dance of scent, survival instincts, and a desperate desire to be part of your world. That's not just a cat on a laptop, that's a bid for connection, a sign of devotion, and a test of your vulnerability. And that simple behavior, it was never small to them, and it shouldn't be small to you either. Your cat is choosing you every day. Make sure you're choosing to listen back.